Okay guys, welcome back. We just got done with the Yuffie side quest. So we got all our materia back. Now, this next part is also another mini side quest for Yuffie. It's not nearly as in-depth or anything. However, you may not want to do this right now. It depends on how serious you are about getting a perfect game. If you really want an absolute perfect game, you can't do this right now. The reason being is because you won't be able to get every single enemy skill completely full. And I'll explain that more here in a second. First off, now that you have Yuffie back in your party, you can get things from these stores now that you couldn't because they said they were sold out, even though they weren't. So first things first, we're going to come here to the weapon shop, and every weapon here should be better than what you got right now for all your characters. So we're going to go ahead and buy all these. Now, getting back to the perfect game, there are 4 enemy skills that you will find throughout the game. Right now you have 3 of them, or maybe 2, I don't remember. But anyway, you don't have all 4. And like I said a few episodes back, the Trine enemy skill, the one that the Materia Keeper cast on you when you were in Mount Nibble, the boss fight, that spell, like I said, is only cast 3 times in the game. Now, this is one of those times, and this will be not the last time, but the last time after this will be before you get your last enemy skill, if that makes any sense. So the Materia Keeper is one of those times that you will be able to get Trine. The second time, or the second point, is this battle that we're about to have. And the third one is when you go to the cliffs that take you to the crater. Those are the only 3 times. And that crater, there are the cliffs that take you to the crater. You won't have your 4th enemy skill by then, which means you're going to have to wait until after you've gotten your 4th enemy skill before you will want to do this side quest, because it'll be the very last time anyone will cast Trine in the game. Now, I decide to do this now because I don't see a point in having 4 enemy skills with all the spells on them, because you can only have 3 characters at a time. So in my game here, I end up having 3 perfect enemy skills, and the 4th one I think I just threw away because I didn't see a point in having it. But if you want the absolute perfect game, you're gonna have to wait to do this side quest. So if you're one of those people, you'll want to come back to this much later. I'll probably say in whatever video it is that you'll want to come back and do the side quest. But for everyone else, this is right after the Yuffie side quests. You can do this. It's worth doing for sure because you'll get Yuffie's final limit break, all creation, and you'll also get Leviathan materia, which is a summon, which is probably, I believe it will be your strongest summon at this point. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up this tower, and Yuffie's going to fight one-on-one versus whoever's on the floor. So it's Yuffie only, so you just want to be sure to set up her materia right. One thing you'll want to do is have haste on. You'll want counterattack, restore enemy skill. Now, this is the very first battle here, and I did it terribly. You'll see why here in a second. So first of all, you should cast haste right away. I didn't do that. This fight isn't very hard. The one thing that's annoying about this battle is that this character you're fighting is obsessed with healing and protecting itself. So it's an easy fight, but it's a little time consuming. That right there is probably his strongest attack, Demi 2. I'm not sure how much you've used Yuffie, but having Bloodfest, which is her second limit break, you'll definitely want at least that, or else it may be a little bit harder. But and if you have Doom of the Living, then this whole thing shouldn't be very hard for you. So I didn't cast haste, and then right here I accidentally hit Landscaper instead of Bloodfest. Landscaper I don't think is a very good limit break, especially against one person, and especially against someone that's flying. It did nothing. So now his skill power is used up, which means the only thing he can do now is his basic attack, which is that right there. He can't do anything else. And like I said, this fight took longer than it should, but right now he's regenerating. Finally that spell went away, so now it'll go by a little bit quicker, because he can't cast Berry anymore, and he can't cast the regen, which gradually raises your HP, and now he's done. Alright, now this fight isn't too hard either. However, he does counter with an attack called Rage Bomber every once in a while. That is his strongest attack, so you want to be careful of that. Keep your HP above 700. So as you can see, it's not too hard. You can also use spells too to make this faster. I just don't like using spells unless I need to. So as long as you have haste and you cure yourself and you're above 700, you should be fine. Now this is actually, in my opinion, the easiest fight of all of them. She is super slow, so when you cast haste, you can get almost 5 attacks off by the time she gets off 1. The only thing you really need to worry about here is if before you start this fight you might want to put on an accessory that protects you from being paralyzed. That's the only thing you really need to worry about. But she is super easy because you can get so many attacks off before she can only get 1. And when you add haste on top of it, it makes it even faster. So I'm just going to keep attacking her until finally she starts attacking, but she misses quite a few times before she even hits me once. So as you can see, that fight is really not hard at all. Why it's so far up here, I do not know. So now we have 2 more fights to go. Alright, so for this fight we want to start off by casting Haste. He, just like the last enemy we fought, is not very fast, so you should be able to get a few attacks off before he can even get off one. That's why I put the peace ring on before, because that will put you into Berserk. So, the war cry, that's the only thing you would really have to worry about. At this point I was just waiting for him to build up my limit break so I could cast Bloodfest one more time, because I knew he was low in health, and that finished him off. In this match, you'll want to make sure that Yuffie is at full health and has plenty of MP, because this is definitely the hardest fight of the whole tower. So this fight can be tough. It really depends on how much you've used Yuffie at this point. It can be fairly easy, but it can be really, really hard. So some of the moves that he does, he can put you to sleep. His most common attack is Beast Sword, which is actually like his weakest attack. He can also cast Demi 3, which can take off about 1,000, and he can also cast Trine, which does about 1,000. So you really want to be careful of those. He can also cure himself, so you really gotta do some serious damage to him while keeping your health up. Usually he doesn't do trying right away, but he didn't waste any time on doing that for me. So, like I said, just one more time, if you want that absolute perfect game, you can't do this right now until you get your 4th enemy skill. And then that way you put all the enemy skills on that doesn't have trying during this match. And then when Yuffie's dad casts trying, you'll get trying for all the enemy skills that you don't have for it yet. Odin is a great summon to use in this battle. It does a ton of damage. And like I said, he has quite a bit of HP, so you're gonna want to do more than just basic attacks against this guy. You're really going to want to keep your HP above 1,000 because at any time he can cast Demi 3 or Trine. Alright, now that we've finished that, we're going to leave Wutai, we're going to head back to the Tiny Bronco, and then we're going to continue on with the regular part of the story.